It's survival of the fiercest, and I am so not blaming it on the edits. I'm Anna Rumor with PopCulture.
And I'm Nick Valdez from comicbook.com.
And this is Dragged, where we offer our unfiltered opinions about RuPaul's Drag Race, because we're exiting our top 4 era and entering our top 4 era. We're going in on episode 14 of season 15. We are down to right before the finale. Nick, what did you think of this week's episode?
Oh, man, I am in my post-Lucy era, you know. Nature is healing. My spirit is better. I am ready for this top 4. And what a top 4. I think this is probably the strongest top 4 we've had in a long, long time.
I was actually thinking the same thing. I was thinking at least since season 8 with like Bob and Naomi and Kimchi. Yeah. I think that things are looking good for our top 4 heading into the finale, and we'll talk about how it's still a top 4 heading into the finale in just a second. I was excited to bring back the TikTok chat. This was a good way for us to get to know our queens a little bit more. Well, I mostly want to talk about the music video, but was there anything in the TikTok chat that kind of stood out to you as something that touched your heart or was interesting?
I mean, they all kind of did in different ways. You know, Mistress still very much playing the game.
I love her. Throwing shade at Lucy to the end.
You know, and of course, you know me, I'm loving it.
You're right there with her. I thought it was really interesting for Sasha to open up about her background. I didn't know about, you know, her relationship with her mother and her father's passing. That was a really tragic story, and we haven't really got to see as much of this vulnerable side of Sasha throughout the show because she's such a pro.
Yeah, you kind of forget, right? Like, she's so perfect, right?
Truly.
You kind of forget that she's also a person, you know, and not just like art.
Right. She's such an artist, but it's like, oh yeah, I forgot you were once a child. Interesting. And Lux's was really interesting too. You know, she's been getting the like delusional, confident edit all season long, and blame it on the edit. But she was talking about how being like a young Black queer person, that being confident has been so important for her. And I thought that was a really good kind of button to that story for her.
Yeah, especially because I've come to love Lux's confidence. You know, because it's one thing to be confident. It's another to have that confidence and then back it up with actual skill, you know?
Yeah, oh, totally. If she went out, you know, first or second, we would get the delusional edit, but she's backing it up all the way to the finale. So, you know, delusion where? The main challenge this week was one of my favorite challenges all season. It was the music video for Blame It on the Edit, which is why I keep saying it like that. And we get all of our queens in to do their own verse and perform in the music video. And they have like an hour to practice this all before they put it together and get it filmed. This was a crazy timeline.
Yeah, I kind of want to blame it on the edit here, but like, the way we saw it, they practiced for like 15 minutes, and then we're like, okay, here we go. And that is mind blowing to me. I would definitely lose my nerve, and it happens to Mistress, who has been so confident, but we've seen that in these choreography challenges, she kind of takes her time to learn it, and then maybe takes a few hours like in private to practice, but she didn't get that chance here, so she kind of just had to like wing it.
Yeah, and you could definitely tell. I mean, I love Mistress. We've been singing her praises all season long, but this was definitely one where she struggled. She didn't have that extra time to practice the choreo. It's not her strongest part, and you could tell some of the steps were a little tentative. Some of them were just wrong, but for me, her verse was the best. I mean, she was the only one who did a diss verse, which is what I feel like all of these, you know, top 4 songs should be. And she's got lines like, yes, I said it and I meant it too. That is just so Mistress. I thought it was perfect. And I remembered her verse afterwards too.
Yeah, especially because Mistress is probably the best overall lip syncer in like left in the competition, and probably in the competition overall, I think. Like, she doesn't rely on huge stunts or anything like that, so she's just all face and emotion. And that's why her verse ultimately hits the best. You compare that to Anitra, who takes like a slower kind of tempo with it. Like, let me just speak through this in like a William Shatner way. Yeah.
Did you not like that? I thought it was kind of cool, and it, you know, her lyrics weren't as standout as some of the others. but the tempo switch up made me at least remember that she had a verse, which, you know, you can't say about everyone.
Oh yeah, it's so cool for 𝐒𝐒𝐿, and I'm so happy to see the spiky head thing come back.
Yeah. She looked so good in just the general music video as well. I love that red jumpsuit with the brown hair. Her makeup, it gets imperceptibly better every single week. I'm not 100% sure what she's changing because it looks like 𝐒𝐒𝐿 every week, but something with the lips during the music video, it really stood out to me. She's just such a talented makeup artist. It's wild to watch.
Yeah, it's like the finer details are like popping out more, right? Like, you know, especially her trademark scar, and it's just, and it looks so gorgeous in like the black and white setting, and it was just incredible. And so, though she might not have the best verse, like, she makes up for it by being just super cool.
Honestly, that's 𝐒𝐒𝐿's biggest strength throughout all of this, is just she's really cool and you just want to root for her. She's very likable, and that's part of what makes a winner, which is why I'm so team 𝐒𝐒𝐿, but I am also so team Sasha Colby, especially after this week. First of all, she comes out in this like barbed wire, Pam Anderson, Barbarella.
Yeah, VIP, toss all of the Pam Anderson movies in there. All the movies, TV, everything. Like, Sasha was just like breathtaking. And that was just the first look.
Oh my gosh, yes.
The verse reveal, like, not only was her verse super cool, right? But like that alien queen villain, just, I gasped. Like, like my mouth dropped. I was like, oh my god.
It was wild. It's like a whole prosthetic outfit, and we get to see it for 15 seconds in black and white. I saw a little bit behind the scenes that it was like a purpley color, and I want to see more of that. I just want to see more of her, honestly. She's so good. And her dancing was perfect. Her verse was perfect. You know, she is just perfect.
How dare they hide that with the edit? How dare they? Like, I know they knew what they had with that, of course, right? But Nick, come on.
Nick, blame it on the edit. But you're the one that said it. or it was an alien costume. It doesn't really work there. But you know who did work? Lux.
Yes.
Oh my God. Video vixen status. Sure, her outfits weren't, you know, revolutionary, but I loved her little braid bug antennae. Those were so cute and so smart. And she just looks fabulous all the time. The white outfit that she had during her verse was actually my favorite of the two, though.
Yeah, I think it was the better of the two, you know? But, and I it's kind of like the Sasha thing, where it's like, let's save your best outfit for the, you know, the up close and where we get to really look at it.
Right.
And her verse was not the best written, you know, because it is just more Lux's like, I'm number one, I'm the best, yada, 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 et cetera, et cetera. But that singing, okay, you can, like, we've seen a lot of these queens who say they can sing, and when they do, it's like, all right, that's okay. But that singing?
Nick, Lucy's gone. You can stop stomping on her. She's in her grave.
I gotta let loose, okay? And and Lux, that singing, I was completely in. She sounded incredible, and you know, you can't really fake that with with production.
And then we get to the runway, which I also just gagged the entire time. They all look fabulous. The category is drag excellence, which means everything and nothing. Just bring what you got. And we had 𝐒𝐒𝐿 bringing what she got first. Wow. Coming out in this dark blue. It is so regal. And she looked like she was in Star Wars, if Star Wars was something that was good.
Talk your talk, Anna. Let's.
But she looked so good. I love that hair. A lot of the times with that kind of slicked hair that's so trendy nowadays, I don't love it a lot of the time, but because it was even or something like that, the way it was made it look very space, very imperial.
Right.
I liked it. And she made the whole thing, which, oh my God.
The fact that it looks like a headpiece, more of like a headpiece crown Star Wars thing, right? Like you were saying with like the, I forget her name, it's like Queen Amidala or something like that. Like it looks like that, and then like the finer details in it, because it's not just blue. It's blue with like all sorts of little sparklies on it, and then of course Anitra's gorgeous face paint, and it's what a look, what a final runway look.
Absolutely. She is such, I mean, I say this about all of them. I really, I was like, she's such a winner, but they're all winners. We'll get down to what happens at the end, but I went from thinking that's not what I want to thinking that is what I want by the end of this episode. So let's get into Luxx's look next, because here is my hot take. Obviously, she looks beautiful. She looks beautiful in anything. She's just beautiful. And I love the color. She really knows how to pick colors that really complement her skin tone. And her hair was beautiful. I did not love the gown as a finale look, or a pre-finale look.
Okay.
I just want to know more.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, you know, because it does seem not simple. Simple is the wrong word, but you know, it doesn't seem as elaborate as everyone else's, especially when you get the final two. So, but the thing with her is like, is it elegant? Is it more elegant? And sort of, you know, but it's tough because she's followed by Sasha Colby.
Oh my gosh. It's like throw Luxx's gown right out the window with this. All of its diamonds. Oh my God. She looks so beautiful.
Yeah, it's one of those things again where like I've been enjoying Sasha so much through this competition. I forgot she was like a pageant queen winner and like a superstar. So when she comes out in like this pageant look, and it's just absolutely, once again, breathtaking. Sasha goes 3 for 3 in this episode. Just 3 incredible looks, all in different ways, all with like there are little details in it with like her, you know, you got the addition of her culture, you have the cool little space rings on her arms to do that intergalactic stuff, and it's just mesmerizing.
Honestly, you know, you see the dress first and you go, wow, this is a winner, you know, sorry. But and then you pan up and you see the orchids in her hair as a nod to her heritage, the face jewels, the makeup. I mean, she is just so polished that she comes out on that stage every time. And even Ru called her mama this episode. Like, mother is mothering.
Yeah, this is an all-stars look. This is this is the kind of look that after she wins, when she comes back next season to present the crown to the new winner, that's the look we get, right? Like, oh my God.
I know. Sometimes I forget that this is just regular Drag Race. I'm like, can we promote her to All Stars? Why is she even here, you know? Princess Poppy earlier out and with the leotard and nothing else on, and Sasha Colby's coming out here in diamonds. Oh my God. And you know, Sasha looked amazing. And I think it was a little bit of a discredit to Mistress, who came next, who also looked amazing in this beautiful cheetah beaded gown. The print was in the beads, not on the fabric itself. That is really, really beautiful.
Oh my God, when she said that, I was like, no way, you're lying to me.
It's a 60-pound gown. That is so Mistress to just, you know, the epitome of Texas pageant girl. Just beautiful, beautiful look.
Absolutely gorgeous. How dare she?
I know, and how dare Sasha go first, because if Mistress had come out first in this, I would have been, oh my gosh. But you know, it's so tough to follow her. I loved it, and I thought it was perfect for her. You know, she's fun, she's fierce. I like it when she puts a little bit of attitude in her outfits too.
Unfortunately, we do have to get a bottom 2, which, you know, because Mistress did struggle during the challenge, and Anitra struggled in her own way, it's sort of like, we're splitting hairs at this point, but we needed a bottom 2. It's sort of one of those things, like, as soon as they started their lip sync, you know, to Love Takes Over, great. I loved it. They were both great in their own ways. I was sitting there going, you can't send them home.
I swear, before this episode, I was thinking to myself, they absolutely need to do a top 3. I'm ready for a top 3. I don't want any more rigor mortis, baby. I want someone to be eliminated. I want them to go home. And then when the final lip sync came, I was like, you can't send either of these queens home. I'm not ready to see them go. And so I was both not surprised and very excited when Ru announced that we're gonna have a top 4. Everyone gets to stay. We're going into the finale with all 4 of them. I'm thrilled. I'm excited. I'm ready for this top 4. They're all so good. I don't want any of them to go.
Yeah, at this point, after the Blame It on the Edit challenge, I completely agree. It's like, no, this is already the finale. Like, it's okay to have these as a top 4. I don't think I would have accepted a top 3, honestly.
No, same. Honestly, back before, I was like, well, you know, if Lux goes out and it's Anetra, Mistress, and Sasha, that's okay. That feels right. Lux is so young. I feel like she sometimes doesn't have as much of the polish as some of the other queens when it just comes to like experience and that kind of thing. But then she absolutely smashed it. There's no way she could have gone home this week. She looked amazing and she did so well. And I'm not ready to say goodbye to the people who did the worst, quote unquote, because everyone did pretty great.
Right. And that was my thing too. I was already gonna send Lux home. So I was like, yeah, Lux, come back in All-Stars, win in All-Stars, you're ready for that, right?
Yes.
But you know, when we got to when we got down to the deal and it was Anetra and Mistress, I was beside myself. So
we're so biased and I refuse to apologize for it, honestly. They are my queens. Although, I mean, Sasha Colby's got to take this whole season, right? She won this week, rightfully. She's got to win this whole season. It is hers to lose.
It's been written on the wall since she entered the workroom day one.
Yeah.
So, you know, and then to see her prove it, that's the other thing. You know, Sasha has the pedigree, yes, but to see her episode after episode prove that, you know, yeah, she's already the winner.
Yeah.
And then, like, even when she fumbles, it's not like the worst thing in the world. She's just slightly not great at something. And, you know, but everything else, like, Sasha just,
I know.
I'm just in
can
love.
Can we do a floor crowning? I hated it whenever it was Trinity and Monet, but can we just do it again?
But yeah, at the same time, you got to give Sasha her flowers, you know, and kudos to Anetra for getting this far too and getting better each episode. And kudos to Mistress for also getting here. Like, she was also poised to be one of the early challengers to Sasha early on. Yeah. So it's just a fantastic top 4. I can't wait to see how the finale settles these things. And, you know, I'm excited. I'm curious for the first time in a long time.
We are in a golden resurgence, I think, of Drag Race. This season really has done it for me, and I know for a lot of other people. I can't wait for the finale, but of course they gotta make us wait. Next week we've got the reunion, which I'm sure is gonna be messy because these girls are chronically online. I love it. So we will have that first, and then the week after we will have the finale, and we're gonna recap it all with you. So stay tuned. Dragged airs every week, and we will be here with you as your emotional support Drag Race recappers. So we'll see you next week.